Hi folks, Arbortech is best known for its carving attachments for angle grinders, and this has been very successful for us. However, we're finding that more and more problematic trying to fit all of the different angle grinders. We wish to design many other attachments, and we've decided to bring out our own power unit, which is essentially an angle grinder, but this angle grinder will be quite specifically designed for our power carving attachments. So I'm going to do an unboxing now of our new power carving unit. This is the actual power carving unit, which comes with the metal guard fitted like an ordinary angle grinder. The power carving unit has a variable speed control here. This one here is called the chip catcher. This is called the leveling guide. This is a sanding pad, Velcro or rather hook and loop, and various sanding discs. The smaller parts here, there's a little fan. I'll show you later on how that's fitted. Then some spacers, the locking nuts, an Allen key, a wrench for tightening them, and spare set of brushes. So this is what comes in the kit. It comes with sanding accessories. It does not come with the turbo plane, but of course it works very well with the turbo plane. So you'll notice there's the anti-vibration handle on one side, and on the opposite side there's a little screw here. You need to undo them slightly and then fit the chip catcher. Quite simple. Just push that up to as far as it goes. Turn the handle. Use the Allen key that's provided. As I said, the tool does not come with the turbo plane, and if you already have one, you can fit it to the chip catcher. So first I fit the slotted base. Then I fit this spacer, which just sets the height of the turbo plane to the right height. You then fit this fan, and as you can see, this fan, when it spins around, it creates an air current down through there, and it will blow the shavings down that, and when the tube is fitted, it will blow the shavings out. So then you fit the turbo plane. And then you fit your tube, like so, and you're ready to do freehand shaping. And it really does stop all the shavings going all over the yard and in your face. They all go down the tube, so it's a wonderful little accessory. So that one's called the chip catcher. You can, of course, use the sanding disc directly with it. You won't need any of those spacers, etc. for the sanding disc. The sanding disc will thread straight onto the shaft of the power carving unit. So there's Velcro on like so. And now you are able to sand right into any three-dimensional shape or even flat. And of course, the beauty of having the variable speed is now you can slow it right down and it won't burn or damage your work. It's a really wonderful sander. So with the sander, you will definitely need to use the vacuum. It'll create a nice stream of air, and very little dust will escape while you're doing this freehand sanding. Now I'll just remove it and fit the other accessory. So you can see I fitted it the same way. You simply put it down onto a flat surface and then tighten it. That sets it up nice and parallel to the shaft, or at right angles to the shaft. So first of all, I fit the slotted base, like so. Then the spacer, which goes on like so. Then the fan, which only goes on in one direction. And then the disc. Now remember, the disc needs to be set up so that the cutters are in between the two fans. So about here. And then the final nut, which goes on in this direction. Now this this is a marvelous tool. Of course, again, you fit the chip tube, or the dust tube as I prefer to call it. Now, what you have here is a planing device. There's an adjustment here so that when I turn this, it adjusts the height of this ring here. So here it's not aggressive. In fact, it doesn't touch the wood at all. And then you turn it until it starts to cut. And I use this technique with both the sanding discs or with the turbo plane to get a nice fine cut. And the finer you make it, the more level you will get the wood as you do it. And of course, you can then work in any direction with it. One thing to remember, by the way, is that when you're using either the sanding disc or the turbo plane, be careful not to stop in any one spot. I made the mistake once, and it'll leave a ring where you are, but if you keep moving, if you're always moving, it'll leave a perfect result. Now, what I've also found is that when you use it with the sanding disc, it's particularly interesting because the first time I ever used this with a sanding disc, I was just surprised at how effective this was, how the sandpaper seemed to last forever, possibly because you can't grab it on the edge, and I could level it off using fairly aggressive disc and do my sanding. And I had this attached to a vacuum, and there's literally no dust at all. I did this whole tabletop here wearing clean clothes and got no dust on me whatsoever. It's just wonderful. And you can just control just how aggressively you use the blade, the sanding disc, just by adjusting this little knob. It's truly the best sander I've ever used. It's not only fast, because you can control just the attack or the aggressiveness of the sanding disc. Even with a rough disc, I was able to get a very nice finish. So I just enjoyed using that so much, and I don't usually enjoy sanding. So this is just the beginning, folks, because there are so many other attachments that we're designing right at this moment that will all fit onto this power carving unit. Every tool that we already produce that you may already own will also fit directly onto this and fit it properly.